Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're looking at not necessarily tech, but a tech accessory. The tech is the Tesla Model 3, and the accessory are the 3D Maxpider all-weather floor mats for the Tesla Model 3. Now, why are we looking at floor mats? Well, these floor mats are one of the highest rated, most desired and wanted floor mats on the market today for the Tesla Model 3. So it leaves a lot of questions to be answered. Like, are these mats the best all-weather floor mats for the Tesla Model 3, which we'll answer today? And B, are these the right floor mats for what you are looking for, which we'll answer today. Now, currently these mats are only available from partcatalog.com. There was a 3-month wait, but currently they're shipping in 2 to 3 days. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at these mats and answer those questions.
Let's first take a look at the driver's side mat. You can see that the height of the side was at its highest 3 inches in the middle, about 2.5 inches toward the back side walls, and about 1.5 inches at the very back. You can see here how a typical boot rests on the dead pedal, which the mat covers. Now I'm a standard 10.5 size, and you can see that the boot actually extends over the mat. We're going to take a closer look at that after the installation. The passenger mat is built very similar to the driver's side. You can see the 3D molding is very solid. There is not bending or soft parts, and the mat holds its form very well. You can see the waterproof surface layer is comprised of a carbon fiber texture that provides all-weather protection while still maintaining a very modern and a very clean look. The side bolsters of the mat are precisely formed to match the car in every curve. The passenger side also has a height of 3 inches in the middle and 2.5 inches toward the back sides. You can see the side walls cover a good chunk of the shoe and will help keep dirt, water, and snow out. You can see a majority of it is covered with the shoe in place. You can see the comparison of how much the 3 inches covers on a standard boot, and you can see it on angle as well. Now on the angle, it's good to understand that there really isn't a sidewall. Now let's take a look at the rear one-piece mat. It's built all as one piece with a gentle ridge all around. The largest height of the rear mat is just under 2 inches around the back and sides, and the height around the front is about 1.5 inches. As you can see, the shoe, when placed on the rear, has great coverage around the rear of the shoe with the rear sides and back wall, but the front is lacking in weather barrier height. You can see how the shoe fits on all 3 seats of the rear floor mat, first in the middle, then on the left, and on the right. Clearly there is a miss for the middle seat. The ridge actually prevents the feet from making full use of the space in the rear. If the feet are extended, there's a risk of getting the space underneath the center console dirty, as the Maxpider does not have a ridge that extends up to the border of that section. Any normal size shoe will not fit in the allocated boarded off section of the middle seat. Let's take a look at how these fit inside the car. As far as the rear, they look almost flawless. You can see every cutout is exact around the seats and the seat rails. However, I do want to call out specifically the middle, underneath the console. You'll see that there is a gap on the right side, about the width of a finger. However, you won't see any on the left side. This seems to be a miss on the cutting. Every other section of the rear floor mat is cut flawlessly and fits perfectly. This could be something that could be easily corrected by Maxpider with an adjustment to their cutting. After taking a look at the middle mat issue, you'll see the other sides. Everything is cut perfectly. Here's how a passenger behind the driver would sit and how their feet would fit on the mats. As you can see, they fit perfectly, no issues. There's walls around everything. And then now let's take a look at how a rear middle passenger would sit. As you can see, the middle passenger's feet go over the bump in the middle of the mat. This can make it uncomfortable for the passenger, and if they slide their feet forward, it has a chance of making the middle carpet area dirty, leaking out because that area lacks a ridge, and also the lack of full coverage in that area. Moving to the driver's side mat, you will see that I had mentioned earlier that there was part of the dead pedal that is not fully covered by the mat, and instead it leaves about 3 inches unprotected by the front of your shoe. Again, this does leave a area for the tip of your shoe, any dirt or snow or water, to leak over the mat and go underneath. As for the right foot, there is a grip portion for the heel of your foot. However, because the right wall of the mat doesn't come up all the way to the pedal, the top of your foot tends to rest on the fabric on the right wall, which could cause the carpeted wall to end up dirty or worn out with the constant use of the gas pedal. Not only that, but dirt, snow, water could touch the sidewalls and make it dirty as well. As for the right wall, it may be short, but it is a tight fit and it's rounded, which helps keep any water or dirt out from trying to roll down underneath. Here's a view and you can see that seamless tight hole to the right wall starts to create a gap as it reaches the back right of the mat. However, the left side is tightly held on the wall, as well as the rear of the mat, where the only gap is because of the way the floor comes up to make room for the seat electronics. This doesn't make up for why there is a gap of about half a finger's length in the back right corner of the driver's side mat. Again, this is where I question a $200 mat where it is being 3D scanned. Why is it not perfect? All in all, the mats look great. I mean, you know, they do its purpose. They are all weather, but if you're really looking for full 100% protection, there are things to consider. Driver's side, the mat looks great when you look at it. As for the passenger side mat, I could not find any issues. They have full coverage, and I couldn't find a way where your shoes could potentially leave a mess. All sides are seamlessly lined up with the floor space, and they don't leave much of any gaps for water, snow, or dirt leakage. You can see the left side fit. There's a tiny little gap on the back left corner. I wouldn't call it too much of a concern as there is a 3-inch height there. And then now this is a look at the right side fit. As you can see, it is rounded, which keeps the gunk out, and it runs seamlessly along the plastic trim of the floorboard. The back is kind of hard to see, but it does, seamlessly kind of line that up as well. I was not able to find any gaps along the seal around the base of the mat on the passenger side mat. Overall, passenger side mat built very well. The mats go up high on coverage. They cover 10 and up shoes. There is about a half a finger's length at the top that's still left uncovered. And on the top left side, there was about a finger's width gap, which could potentially allow for leakage. It's pretty high up. It is in the corner. I only bring these small inconsistencies up because these mats are advertised as 3D scanned and printed to match the floor areas of Model 3, and so I do expect a perfect fit. You can see, despite the gap on the left side, that the right side fits flush. I do want to call out that the website advertises that the surface layer is made of thermoplastic rubber of carbon fiber texture, while the bottom is a patented anti-skid bottom layer that keeps the mat in place without causing harm like Velcro or leaving marks on the floor like traditional floor mats. It's very great technology, and I didn't have any problems with the floor mats moving while in place. My only one big annoyance with these mats are the logo. It just looks out of place and, to be honest, ugly. It doesn't look factory and it doesn't look OEM. Nobody wants to see a 3D logo. The problem is these are bolstered on. As you can see here, the two little rivets on the back side, and so it could be pulled off, but it'll probably leave 2 holes in your mat. So what I decided to do was cover it up with black electrical tape. It helps conceals it, it keeps it less obvious, and looks more clean and factory OEM. Doesn't call too much attention to the 3D logo and maintains the black, clean look of the mats. If I had any advice for Maxpider, I would say make the logo black so it matches the mats and is not so obvious. Last but not least, the waterproofing. As you can see, water just beads up. It doesn't get soaked into the mat, and a quick microfiber put on top of the water just soaks it right up in seconds. And as you can see here, I only dabbed it 2 or 3 times. Quick dabs, gentle wipe, and the mat was completely dry. There is no water left on my hand, so it does as advertised.
If you're looking for all-weather floor mats for your Tesla Model 3, I think the 3D Maxpider mats are currently the best option on the market for your Tesla Model 3. But they do have room for improvement. For those of you looking for rain protection, I think these mats will be perfect. However, for those of you living in climates of snow, salt, mud, rain, etc., this may not be the complete coverage that you're looking for. Hopefully I helped shed some light on these popular floor mats and helped you get a closer look at what these mats look like, their measurements, what they have to offer, where they're lacking, and where they excel. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you found this video to be helpful, hit that thumbs up button. If you like reviews on tech, gear, gadgets, accessories, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as we're going to be putting out a whole bunch of reviews on tech coming up real soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.